you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Stand Focused for Jesus. Hope each and every one of you are having a blessed day in the Lord Jesus Christ. It's still the same day for me. I'm just recording 2 videos. Sometimes I do that, record 2, 3, 4 videos in one day. Y'all excuse the noise. My back window is obviously busted. When I bought the bourbon, it was like that. But hey, it was an awesome deal. $1,500 for a vehicle with 224,000 miles, and that rides, AC and heat works and everything. Hey, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. So I got the best of both worlds. I wanted a truck. I wanted something with some room, and I also wanted something where I could load my family up in, so I ain't got to keep on taking the van when my wife needs to do stuff. So this deal came about a while back, and I looked at it. I was like, man, I don't want that thing. I don't want that thing. Because I was thinking like, well, I just wait until finish the property up, and I get me, a truck or an SUV when I sell the property. But I kept on seeing this one, and it wasn't sold. I had been seeing it. I was like, man, I don't want that thing or whatever. And the price was like, I don't want to pay all that. And then the price dropped, and I looked at it again, and Lord was like, hey, you go check that thing out. So here I am. But as you see from the title of the video, we're talking about sex. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Keep your SpaghettiOs in this bowl. This is how this is gonna go. You ever had children that wanted to be in grown folks conversation? When you had grown folks over and you told them to get out, go sit down somewhere, go play. So this is what I'm telling the younger children. Y'all go sit down somewhere. Grown folks is talking. And you know how that usually goes sometimes. Some of them, depending on the child, they still want to be nosy and see what the grown folks is talking about. That's how it's going to be with this video. So I'm telling you in advance, if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. And some of y'all, you still want to be nosy. And you can be, now I ain't gonna be speaking nasty or vulgar or whatever, but y'all know I'm gonna talk how I talk. And if you aren't mature enough to handle conversations about sex, if they make you uncomfortable, then this is not the video for you. But I know people, their curiosity is gonna get the best of them, and they're gonna get themselves in trouble because they are not comfortable talking about sex. I'm just being straight up. It's crazy how they try to tell us that we can talk about any and everything, right? We can talk about demons, we can talk about marriage, we can talk about, finances, whatever. But if you talk about sex, oh, you're in the wrong, because you're a believer. God talks about sex all the time throughout the scriptures. The Bible actually says, be fruitful and multiply. I don't know if you know what that means, but it means just what it says. Be fruitful and multiply. You can't be fruitful without having sex. You can't multiply, according to God's way, without having sex. The problem isn't the sex. The problem is that we have taken sex and we have perverted the ways of sex into something that is not supposed to be. We have taken marriage and we have perverted it into something that is not supposed to be. That's the problem. The problem isn't the law, the problem is us. The problem isn't sex, the problem is us. The problem isn't marriage, the problem is us. The problem is we get married to people that we shouldn't be getting married to in the first place. We have sex with people that we shouldn't be having sex with in the first place because they ain't your spouse. Oh, I'm guilty. You best believe I'm guilty. Cause baby, your boy, I love sex. I love sex. Sex is fun. That's what I want to talk about. You want to talk about sex being fun, brother? I told you this for the grown folks. Some of your marriages, we speaking specifically toward married people, but for those who are not married and you're mature enough to have this conversation with me. Maybe you'll never get married, or you can get something from this, or maybe you want to get married. I don't know. Sex is supposed to be fun. I don't know who told you it ain't supposed to be fun. They lied to you. These folks is lying to you. Why in the world would God make sex not fun? The problem is, let me make sure I explain this right. A lot of people speak against religion. God is against religion. And I tell y'all to be careful what you say. Because if you actually read the scriptures, God does not say he's against religion. He said he's against self-righteousness, self-righteous religion, and all these fake religions, but God is not against religion. Go look up what the word religion, to do something over, like replenish. Religion is the root of it is like ledge. It means to relearn, to relearn the righteous ways. You know, then bringing it all together based on the wisdom that I do have. You're pretty much relearning how to do things the right way according to the way God set forth for it to be done. That's why you're supposed to learn. We're learning, right? Students, disciples. So God is not against religion. He's against false religion. He's against false relearning. You know, they leading you somewhere else. And the problem with a lot of people's marriages is sex. It's sex. I'm talking about people that's legit. Now we could talk about people that ain't legit. I'm talking about people that's not. I mean, people that is legit. I don't know why they don't want to get in their lane. Because you're taking this false religious stance in the bed and with your sex life and with your spouse. You're not taking a godly religious stance when it comes to sex. You're taking a worldly religious stance. You're coming into it with the mindset of this mundane is a chore mindset when you are sleeping with your spouse. And that is the wrong mindset to have. And that's why your marriage is suffering. A lot of your marriages, they're suffering because of that mindset that you're having when it comes to sex. Don't hit nobody, bro. They just stopped in the middle of the street. Y'all give me a second. I'm driving, make sure I'm safe. That's important right now, especially since it's Friday. But yeah, sex is supposed to be fun. And when you come into it with that false mindset, you take the fun out of what's supposed to be fun. What's the purpose of you getting married and then you having boring sex? What's the purpose of you getting married and you having boring sex? You're treating sex as if it's a chore. I mean, it kind of sort of is like what you would consider a chore, but chores can be fun too. You know, cooking is a chore. Oh man, it's a chore to get in there and cook and clean up. But I love cooking. I love cooking. Just like I love preaching. I love putting together a good meal. I love loving on my wife. I love looking at her and lusting over her. Cause what did they tell y'all? They told you that lust is bad. Lust is bad every way, form, fashion. Have I committed sin by lusting over my wife? What does lust mean on just to keep it generic? To strongly desire? To strongly desire something? So there's a righteous form of lust and there's an unrighteous form. When you know that you want it so bad, you're willing to do anything and everything to get it, then that's a problem. But I can lust after my wife. I can look at my wife and be like, yeah, you about to get this work. you might as well go ahead and get ready. I can look at my wife's body and be like, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that. Or I can enjoy it. She wants me to do that. Why would she not want me to? Does she want me to do that to another woman? You see, when you take on this false religious mindset of sex and how you're treating it, then you set yourself up for failure for your husband or for your wife to have peeking and prying eyes towards somebody else. Let me explain something to y'all. Y'all know I'm gonna be honest. I'm married. I love my wife. But there's some good looking women out there. There's some good looking women out there. And it's not that I don't see them, because I do see them. And y'all know how the women dress today. I ain't gonna sit here and lie and say that my weakness ain't women. Oh, I love women. I love women, but I love my wife more. I love the Lord Jesus Christ more than I love women. But that don't mean I don't see them. So there's always going to be a struggle of the flesh. My flesh wants to do stupid stuff. You know what my flesh want to do? My flesh wants to go cheat. Like I told y'all, I'm going to be real. I don't know what type of pastors y'all used to, but hey, you come to this channel, we going to keep it real around here. Because you can't overcome what you're trying to overcome if somebody, the very person you listen to, ain't being real with you and they lying. I struggle with stuff. I go in the stores and these women are dressed the way they look, and I be like, good Lord. Oh, she got booty hanging out everywhere. Booty, breasts, and then when they give you the look, me and a brother in Christ was just talking about this today. When they give you the look, you know it's on and popping. You know my flesh says, oh, she gave you the look. Come on, bro, you still got it. You still got it. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go this way. Trying to avoid this person in the grocery store or wherever, and still ending up running into this person because they got on something scandalous and I don't want to be looking at all that. So you know what I do? I go about my business and I be like, ooh. My flesh be like, come on. Just know what I ain't gotta know. She ain't gotta know that you're a pastor. But guess what? I know. God knows. You see what I'm saying? So what do? I could be like, hey, nobody ain't gotta know. Keep it on down low. Or I can handle it righteously. Because I know what's going on. I know it's a war. It's a war. So it's that deeper wisdom. Sex can be and is an act of war. Sex can be and it is an act of war. How so, brother? Well, when two come together and they, consummate, they have a child. That child is a weapon. The Bible speaks about that the children in the hands of a righteous man, they are arrows. They are weapons of war. They're arrows in his sheath. He pulls those children out. He sharpens them. And he shoots them to the intended target. Ooh. I told y'all, didn't I? Let me calm down. You know how I get. See, these pastors ain't gonna give you this stuff right here. They ain't gonna give it to you. I wonder why. And that's one of my favorite lines. But so when I know that I'm going through that warfare of seeing these women, and y'all know I ain't gotta explain it. Even my wife be like, dang, she got booty and breasts everywhere. Like, she ain't got no shame. I'm like, yeah, I guess she ain't got no shame. Like, she'll look at me and I look at her like, yeah. My wife says something sometimes. So what do? When I'm by myself and I go through that, when I know what's going on, it's the enemy trying to tempt me to do something stupid. I go home. And I have my mind, especially if I'm worked up, like, hey, I need my fixings. My brother is hungry. Your husband is hungry, if you get my drift. I go home and I engage in an act of war called sex. I go have sex with my wife and I have fun with it. Because I already know these women over here, these are just temptation trying to get me to slip and fall. Which is why the Bible talks about the women not dressing a certain way that can cause a brother or even a sister to, slip, and be tempted. And this is what these women and also men, let's not get it twisted, they're doing. They know what they're doing, but it's for you to see what's going on. So I go home and I give my wife the business, and we have fun with it. And I use that not only because I'm supposed to enjoy my wife, because hey, one day I'm going to get older, and things may not work the way that they work now. Which is why the scriptures, tell us to, hey, enjoy the wife of your youth while you can. Because everybody don't look the same when you get older. We all get old and we gain weight and everything, and the body ain't popping like it used to and everything. And you got some new PYT coming up or whatever, or some new hot young dude or whatever. Y'all know how it go. I mean, it is what it is. You're not always going to be the cream of the crop. I don't look as, to me, as when you reach that age, you're like, man, I got it going on. Everything popping, muscles popping. As far as men, muscles popping. You got your swag, you got your confidence. You probably got your money right. The women feeling you. Everything just boom, 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 boom. You pretty much, the world is your oyster. And it's a small window for most people in regards to you can just go off your looks and stuff like that. And then for most people, that window closes. Now we know that men, we have a tendency to mature better when it comes to looks and age. We can be 50 or 60 years old and still some men, they look better in their older years than they do in their younger years. And then when you get older, you're supposed to be more wise, speaking to men, and more established. So what you want at an older age is different than what you want or what you're doing at a younger age. But my wife ain't getting no younger. One day her eggs are going to expire. My sperm doesn't expire. Eggs expire. They have an expiration date. So people talk about equality. Men and women can never be equal in that level. That's the advantage right there. Women's eggs literally expire. They have an expiration date. That's why we say the clock is ticking. A man could be 60 years old, 70 years old, and still have children. So we have to understand these things. We are in a war. We are in a war. And I go home and I give my wife the business. So I ain't studying these hussies. My wife calls them these hussies. I go give her the business. All those thoughts, my flesh is trying to get me to direct toward that woman, because you can feel it. When you are walking in the spirit, you can feel that sexual spirit on somebody. You can see it. You may not be able to see it with the physical eye, but you can see it spiritually, and you can see it with the physical eye because of most of the time how they're dressed, how they walk. They walk a certain way. They be swinging that thing. I told you, hey, I ain't politically correct. I'm just keeping it real. And like I said, I go home and I give my wife the business. All that fleshly lust that my flesh tried to rile up and to go get me to do something stupid. Okay, I got a trick for you. I'm finna go give the business all that lust I had or feeling you try to get me to feel. I'm finna go give it to my wife in righteousness. And it's not just gonna be a chore. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy my wife. I may slap on her booty. Hey, whatever. If we comfortable with it, then we comfortable with it. Certain things I ain't doing. Booty hole, I ain't getting down like that. I ain't getting. My thinking is this. My thinking is this. Like I said, I'm just being real. This is, real conversation. If we can't have a real conversation as adults, then why are we here? a woman, because I want going in the man booty hole. Y'all nasty. That's just nasty. But God died for the sodomites also, but it's still nasty. Still nasty. A woman specifically, has been pooping since she was born. Why would I want to go there? Why would I want to go in there? Now, there are probably some individuals right now that like, yeah, I did it, or we do it. That's y'all. That's y'all. But that's just my thinking. I can't, knowing what comes out of there on a daily basis, no matter how much it's clean, she takes a shower or whatever, I can't do it. Now there's certain things that I will do, we will enjoy and have fun. If we want to get some honey, we may get some honey. If we want to dress up and have nicknames for each other, I'm not going to go into detail, but you get my point. Then we do that. We have fun with it. And so the point I'm making to you is, don't go into sex in your marriage and have this, it's boring, it's a mundane chore, or here you come on, get on top, oh, let me turn to the side, I know how you like it, blase, woo, 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 go ahead and get, your 2 minutes, your 5 minutes or whatever. I don't know how long y'all go, 5 minutes of fame. You can't go into it like that. That's why your marriage is suffering. If you need to get the honey, the jelly, the edible fruit, the chocolate covered fruit or whatnot, and have some fun with it, then y'all can do that. They doing it out here in the world, but you telling me that we can't do it? You can't have fun with your wife, your spouse, your husband? Because if you do that, you're wrong. If you put some strawberries on their body and eat it off, you're wrong because of that. I'm trying to put y'all up on game. I'm trying to help your marriage. Go have some fun with your spouse. If you want to order something offline, I don't really care about the lingerie thing. Lingerie thing don't do nothing to me. I like that skin. Let me see that skin. Some people like the lingerie and everything. You want to order something online and dress up. If y'all are cool with it, y'all comfortable with it, then hey, what sin have you committed? Now you talking about you dressing up a little schoolgirl and come on now, come on. I'm just saying, I got to use an example. Don't be perverted with it. Don't be perverted with it. But if you want to be like, I'll give an example. You want to dress up like a CEO. Maybe you are a CEO. Man, you gotta know your wife is a coworker. Y'all having a relationship. I'm just saying, I ain't saying I ain't never did. I'm just making something up or whatever. I may do it though. I may do it just thinking about it. The CEO. You sleeping with the CEO, baby. How you like that? Knowing that my wife is married to the CEO, but you know what I'm saying? We're having fun with it. We're not going above and beyond like I'm the CEO and she's the worker there at the company and we're role playing like she's having an affair with her husband and I'm the one she's having an affair with. I wouldn't, my mind wouldn't be able to like, no, but I'm the CEO and I met you and you're working for the company and hey, we didn't got married and we didn't got together and we having sex. Yeah, I'll do that. But you get the point. Have some fun with it, but don't be perverted with it when you go outside the bounds of what is righteous. So if you want to go online, you want some discretion, you want to buy little, outfits or whatever, latex outfits and stuff like that, have fun with it. That between y'all two. It's not like you're going to get on the video and talk about everything that you're doing. Now, I mentioned a few things or whatever that I may or may not have done. But I'm speaking only because to give a testimony to help people. Not because I want to be perverted and speak about sex. I want to talk about sex. I got a wife for that. I got a wife for that. Or I may minister to somebody that's struggling with something, or a married couple that's struggling with something. So you can go talk to a counselor about it. You can go to a doctor and go get some Skittles for ED. A person that you don't even know, barely know, a doctor, but a pastor. If we talk about these things, then we're wrong. Right. It's because most people have a perverted mindset. And that's just the way of the world. The way of the world is perverted. So when we speak about certain things, because you're speaking about it from what we consider a religious perspective, it makes people uncomfortable. But we were just talking about sex in general, then they'd be all in the conversation about what they doing this and doing that, and like, oh yeah, this and that, and the third. Go have fun in your marriage. Go enjoy all the sex you can with your spouse that y'all can handle. If it's just one time a week, make the best out of that one time. If y'all need to get a glass of wine, make yourself feel good, you know what I'm saying, get in the moment or whatever, or you know what I'm saying, create the ambiance. Cause wine is a blood thinner, just so y'all know. That's why when you was on that liquor, when you was in the world, and you was out here knocking these folks down, whether it was men or women, especially with the men, you drinking that liquor and everything, like you gone, but you put in that work, because the alcohol is a blood thinner. Wine is a blood thinner. That's what is it, a Viagra? It thins the blood to cause the blood vessels to swell in the penis. So, just to give you a little bit of insight, a natural Viagra, or drink you some cayenne pepper or something. That's a blood thinner too, not by itself, but you get my point. But yeah, you want to get a little wine, drink it together, drink a glass, whatever. Obviously, don't get drunk. And, have at it, have fun. But don't go into it, I should say stop going into it with this, come on, you're destroying your marriage and you don't even realize. You think you're doing the right thing, but you're not. You have to ask yourself, where did you even get that mindset where sex is not supposed to be fun in marriage? You had fun when you were having sex when you was in the world. Now that you're married, the sex isn't supposed to be fun. The sex is supposed to be more fun when you got married than it is when you was out in the world. I know when I first got married, hey, I got it out. I was bagged up. I didn't know I was that bagged up. I didn't know I had it in me like that. When that first night, I didn't know I had that in me. I'm just being real. How many times we did it. That thing was like, come on. And I enjoyed myself. She enjoyed herself. So, in combination with that, because I'm having fun in my marriage in general, I'm having fun having sex with my wife, why would I want to go be with somebody else? Why would she want to go be with somebody? Why would I even want to give her reason to go be with somebody else? Why would she want to give me reason to go be with somebody else? That doesn't make any sense. So why would I give her boring sex, or why would she give me boring sex, and then like, man, this is whack, man. Like, dang. Then the mind starts to wonder. Thoughts start to creep in, and then next thing you know, you're watching stuff you ain't got no business, or you're thinking thoughts you ain't got no business. And those are all seeds trying to get you to go do something stupid. Those are seeds that try to go get you to do something stupid. And some of you have been there. Just being real. So, not too long of a video. I ain't finna go into a whole bunch of detail. You know, if you have questions, more questions, and you're married, hit my line. My number is in the description box, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I have been pretty busy lately, so I may not get back to you right away. Y'all know I'm over here doing this property, doing this house and stuff like that. I didn't leave over there last night till like 10:30, and I got there, what time? Like 9 or 10 o'clock? I can't remember. And I was over there pretty much all day, and it's been the last 2 or 3 days of trying to get it done and everything. Well, if you do have some more questions about grown folks stuff, then you can definitely hit me up. And if you're a woman, I would prefer that it would be you and your husband and not you by yourself. But if I know you, then I may have that conversation with you. If you're a guy, then hey, you know, it is what it is. We can have that conversation. But it's not that I would be uncomfortable with having a conversation with a married woman talking about sex, but I don't know how she may feel. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how her husband may feel. So that's something that they would have to discuss, and you know, they would have to already be honest about, hey, we need to fix this, and this guy mentioned this, so we can talk to him in honesty. So with that being said, I gotta go here to Lowe's, swap out these planters I got going on the house for a different color. God bless each and every one of you in Jesus Christ's name. As always, stay focused for Jesus. As you know, the truth is not debated, it is declared.